Okay, let's talk about compliance. For a lot of people, that word just brings up feelings of dread, right? Headaches, endless spreadsheets, way too many late nights. But what if it didn't have to be like that? Today, we're going to look at how we can transform one of the biggest chores in the tech world from this tangled manual mess into a clean, automated, and yeah, I'll say it, an elegant system. Let's dive in. Just really think about that for a second. What if you didn't have to spend a late night hunting through your inbox for that one critical email from 6 months ago? No more fighting with spreadsheets that have thousands of rows trying to figure out who was supposed to fix what and when. This isn't just about being neat and tidy. It's about trading that constant low level anxiety for total control and clarity. So, to see how this is actually done in the real world, we're going to walk through a blueprint called the PCI Assistant 2.0. Think of this as our architectural plan. It's the proof that shows we can actually move from the chaos of doing things by hand to the confidence of having automated control. But first, to really appreciate the solution, we have to feel the pain of the problem. So let's step right into what we're calling the manual audit nightmare and see exactly why the old way of doing things is so incredibly broken. This chart, well, it lays out the before and after just perfectly. On the left, you've got the old way. It's kind of like trying to assemble some of that flat pack furniture with vague instructions and a bag of screws you're not even sure are the right ones. It's all just guesswork and hoping for the best. But on the right, the automated approach is like having a perfectly engineered kit where every single piece is labeled and just clicks right into place. It's the difference between total frustration and a smooth flow. Just let those three phrases sink in: disconnected, lost, manual. That's not a workflow, right? That is a recipe for disaster. It's where human error creeps in, people get burnt out, and really critical things just fall right through the cracks. It feels like a system that's almost designed to fail. So, how do we get out of this mess? Well, we bring in a completely new blueprint, and this one is built on a really simple but powerful idea: a single centralized system where everything, and I mean everything, connects. So this new system, it's built on four main pillars that basically manage the entire compliance journey. First up, profiling. This figures out exactly what you need to check. Then the audit workflow is where the system does all the heavy lifting of the assessment. Third, if a problem is found, the remediation tracker kicks in to manage the fix from start to finish. And finally, automated deliverables packages everything up perfectly at the end. See, nothing gets lost. And here is why that connection is so important. Think about it like a digital assembly line. Information gets put on the conveyor belt at the very beginning, and it travels through every single station without ever being touched by human hands. This completely gets rid of all those little errors that happen when people are constantly copying and pasting information between different spreadsheets and Word documents. Okay, so theory is great, but let's actually see this system in action. We're going to follow the life of a single compliance issue from the very moment it's discovered all the way to the second it's completely resolved and put to bed. It all kicks off by getting the scope right from the get-go. Instead of just guessing, the system uses this really smart scoping funnel. It's like a quick, intelligent quiz that asks a few key questions to filter out everything that's not relevant. And what that means is your team only spends time and energy on what actually truly matters. All right, now this is where the magic really starts to happen. The second an auditor finds a problem and marks a control is not in place, the system doesn't just, make a little note. No, it instantly and automatically creates a ticket in the remediation tracker. The handoff from finding a problem to starting the fix is totally seamless. And get this, the system doesn't just assign the task and walk away. It actively helps solve it. The built-in intelligence that generates the solution has a 95% accuracy rate. So this isn't just some helper bot. It's like having a reliable expert co-pilot for your team, making sure the advice they get is pretty much spot on. So what does that AI actually do? Well, it creates a precise, actionable playbook instead of some vague instruction. It tells the IT team exactly what command to run, what setting to change, and even what kind of screenshot to take as proof. No more digging through dense tech manuals or trying to guess what the auditor actually wants to see. And this is how we close the loop. The team does the fix, they upload the proof, and the system automatically flips the status from red to green in the master assessment. But here's the crucial part. Every single click, every change, every upload is recorded in an unchangeable log. It's like having a permanent digital notary stamp on every single action, creating this perfect tamper-proof record of who did what and when. So we've seen the whole process, right? From discovering a problem all the way to fixing it. Now for the best part, the payoff. This is where all that smart, structured work really delivers its ultimate reward. Remember all that painful manual work we talked about? The hours spent copy pasting findings from one doc to another, building evidence folders from scratch? Well, with a system like this, it's just gone. Because every single piece of data was captured in a structured way from the very beginning, the system can now auto-populate all those final formal documents for you. Your official reports are basically ready for review the moment the last issue is marked as fixed. And here it is, the ultimate payoff. With one single click, the system gathers every piece of evidence you've collected and organizes it into a perfectly structured master file. Subdirectories are named and mapped to the right controls automatically. The whole thing is submission ready in seconds, not days. When you see it all laid out side by side like this, the difference is it's stark. This is really a choice between a workflow that creates anxiety and one that creates confidence. It's the difference between working in the dark and having a clear, manageable, and super precise path forward. So that really leaves us with one last thought. We've just seen how intelligent automation can tame a process as notoriously complex as PCI compliance. And it makes you wonder, right? What manual nightmare in your world is ready for a transformation just like this one? Let me know in the comments.